If you're in Macon-Bibb County and see a break in the sidewalk or a pothole like this one, you can actually open up the See-Click-Fix app, identify your issue, and report it. His office decided to step in on a moral level, to which any of his critics are saying if you believe that, they have a very brightly lit bridge to sell you. And amongst these gravestones, you can find piles of garbage like this one that just tells you what's become of the place that holds the first black congressman and a war hero. And firefighters like Heather will head into emergencies wearing all of this gear, weighing anywhere from 45 to 75 pounds. And now you know the man behind the mask. For 13 WMAZ Eyewitness News, I'm Avery Braxton. If you're thinking about getting a tattoo of your own, the folks here at Redemption Tattoo Parlor preach knowing your tattoo artist. Find somebody that you trust, find somebody whose portfolio you've seen, and somebody who has a style of work that matches the piece you're looking for. Come out to the Master Gardener sale and you can find plants as big as this blueberry bush, or maybe a pecan tree, or even this tomato plant, which I found for as little as $2. But before you put any of this in the ground, you definitely want to test your soil.
I talked to Coach Lamont Paris about the unique position his team is in, and he said obviously it's tough. Guys have to play out of position, guys have to play more minutes than they're used to, but ultimately his team just has to continue to fight and compete. He said nobody's going to feel sorry for us, and he also said he didn't go into the Mercer locker room, but if you ask them, they probably don't care. All right, Kalia, take a deep breath, take it all in. You guys complete the sweep of the SoCon. At home in front of these fans, describe your emotions.
Without a doubt, the very first Afro-American to ever address and give a speech before Congress.
Tucked away off Walnut Street in Pursley in Macon's Pleasant Hill lies Linwood Cemetery, and with it, a prominent piece of history.
This is the grave of Jefferson Long. He was the very first Afro-American USA congressman.
Michael Mullen runs the Macon Then and Now Facebook page. He was searching for something else when he found Jefferson Franklin Long's grave. Long was the first African American to be elected to Congress from Georgia in 1870 and the first to ever give a speech before Congress. Now his grave and others like Medal of Honor recipient Sergeant Rodney Davis lie overgrown by weeds and trash. And amongst these gravestones, you can find piles of garbage like this one that just tells you what's become of the place that holds the first black congressman and a war hero. Matt Harper teaches history at Mercer University. He says he's experienced the graveyard for himself and that the cemetery's condition is a reminder of Macon's racial history, one that he says only honors men on one side of it.
It's not just that we experienced a Jim Crow era, but that our memory of history is still stuck in the Jim Crow era.
And he says the only way to fix it is to show figures like Long more prominently in important spaces. That's what Mullen wants to do.
In that huge rotunda at the Tubman Museum, what a fitting place. I'm talking a statue 20 feet tall.
He believes that would be a fitting space for a man shadowed by history. In Macon, Avery Braxton, WMAZ News. Tattoos. Some people have them, some people make them, and just about everyone has an opinion on them. But what actually happens to your skin when you get a tattoo?
It's basically just applying needle to skin. The needle does all the work, implants the ink under the skin. It's moving at a rapid rate and punches holes as it goes and fills them with ink.
If you're wondering what that feels like, pinch yourself lightly and imagine doing that 50 to 3,200 times a minute. Once it stops, it's not about the pain anymore, it's about the care.
Basically, it's a large abrasion on top of the skin, so if it's not taken care of properly, it's going to scab, it's going to ooze, the plasma is going to build up.
Scabs are not good. Flaking, however, is.
It's the body's natural way of healing itself. The flaking is ideally what you want. That's just more of the skin regenerating, shedding, the new skin growing in underneath.
If you're thinking about getting a tattoo of your own, the folks here at Redemption Tattoo Parlor preach knowing your tattoo artist. Find somebody that you trust, find somebody whose portfolio you've seen, and somebody who has a style of work that matches the piece you're looking for. DeRoe and Company have been in business for 10 years and on 2nd Street downtown since 2014. He said the biggest mistake he sees with tattoo care
is listening to your friends that have tattoos. Everybody has a tattoo, everybody's taking care of it different, everybody's an expert.
His advice? Listen to the artist who brought your idea to life. To make a permanent decision, a lifetime masterpiece, they know best. 13 WMAZ Eyewitness News, I'm Avery Braxton. Sound the alarm, a new firefighter is coming to town and she wants to change the narrative of women in the workplace.
Women are in any public safety, in a lot of aspects, women are seen as the inferior because a majority of us are tiny, wanting to come into it.
Heather Nation is only the second firefighter ever for the Milledgeville Fire Department and the first since one Gail Register fought fires in the 80s. Nation is bringing an attitude that she's sure that her and Register both share.
Any female that you hear a story about that's a firefighter, they all talk about their spitfire, they're feisty. You have to be. You absolutely have to be.
And while she fights fire with Spitfire, Nation hopes her work ethic sets a standard for women in the workplace.
I don't ever want a partner of mine to look down on me because they had to do something for me because I couldn't do it. I would so much rather someone say, Heather did a great job, I had to help her, but we did it. Not, I had to stop what I was doing to go do what she couldn't do.
And firefighters like Heather will head into emergencies wearing all of this gear, weighing anywhere from 45 to 75 pounds.
But it's not just the gear that weighs on Nation. She wants to prove something too.
Females are completely capable of doing everything that the males are doing.
In Milledgeville, Avery Braxton, 13 WMAZ News. By day, a student, but by night, an icon.
I like to think of it as like Bruce Wayne and Batman.
When Mercer sophomore Elijah Hawkins suits up,
it's very, very hot. It's a strenuous task.
He becomes Toby the Bear.
You have to be in the best physical condition to actually be a mascot.
But he's not just your average bear. A biology student with a 3.4 GPA, he's working towards becoming an OBGYN after he sheds the suit.
When I'm in the suit, everyone's just like flabbergasted and in awe of Toby just walking up to them and everything like that.
Thanks to a former teacher turned Mercer Spirit coordinator, he got the call to don the orange and black.
She just loves how I can entertain and work the crowd, so she thought that I'd be a great addition to the Spirit team here.
Every game, Hawkins embraces his alter ego.
I do somewhat transform to be what the crowd wants me to be who Toby the Bear is, and that's a great, fun, energetic, goofy at sometimes, just entertainer.
And his fans adore him.
I just love little Mr. Toby.
Toby really brings like the excited atmosphere, pumps up the kids, pumps up the elderly.
A beloved member of the Mercer community, Hawkins wears the suit with pride.
I just really enjoyed all the love that the fans give Toby and how they really care for him to be at all these events because he is such a great face of Mercer.
With an incredible spirit to match.
And now you know the man behind the mask. For 13 WMAZ Eyewitness News, I'm Avery Braxton.